normally have sisters here. Good morning, everybody.
I done gave all y'all ideas.
I think this person I said couldn't take it. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Ada Official, aka Andrew Walker, back again with another video, guys. Screen, like always. And when I cleaned my screen, I ended up turning off again by accident. So today's video, I know it's probably gonna be a little short, but I wanna make a video really quickly. On a topic that, that may and could happen in my community. Alright, now, of course, not a lot of my videos gotten these type of comments. I'm just doing this before. I'm just doing it before this, before this stuff even happens. Now, if you're the OGs, you should probably know, if you've been watching from the beginning, that your boy is blind and visually impaired. And basically, if you're anybody that is outside the community that isn't blind and visually impaired, that their brain is like, they want to talk about blind and visually impaired folks that don't use a white cane and can see, that can see half of the vision that everyone else can see. This could and may happen. All right, and I'm just saying that. But for any new subscribers that are subscribed to the channel, yes, I know you guys have been watching my videos lately, and I haven't mentioned it in any of my videos. I am a blind and visually impaired creator. Now, I can only see good out of my left eye. My left eye is the better vision eye. When I had my monocular around my neck, I had that. I had put it up to my left eye. That's the best eye. That's the best eye I can see out of. My right eye is just very, very little vision. But this is a little bit of it's a little bit of education for the people that, So, basically now, in today's world, where people just like to talk about others, think before you start saying anything, because if anything goes wrong, you don't want to target that blind. You don't want to target that blind individual. And if you think about it, you need to think of the ADA, which is the American Disabilities Act. I don't know much about it, but I'm going to ask Gemini. I'm going to screen record it, and I need you guys to listen very closely. Most people don't know what the American Disabilities Act is, because if a blind and visually impaired person approaches and they don't know, and you come in like a regular customer, and then don't say anything. I see the videos a lot. I'll tell you that. Some people just don't follow the American Disabilities Act, the ADA. So, and I think that that is a law. You must follow the American Disabilities Act. When a person with a certain kind of disability. So really quickly, I'm gonna pull this up on Gemini, let it explain just a little bit, and I'll hop back on here.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, is a landmark U.S. civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities. Its purpose is to ensure that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else, in areas of public life including employment, state and local government services, public accommodations, transportation, and telecommunications. Key provisions, titles of the ADA. The ADA is structured into 5 titles, each addressing a different aspect of public life. Title 1, Employment. This title prohibits private employers, state and local governments,
the doors are
with 15 or more employees from discriminating against qualified individuals with disabilities in job application procedures, hiring, firing, advancement, compensation, and other terms and conditions of employment. It requires employers to provide reasonable accommodations to qualified employees or applicants with disabilities, unless doing so would cause an undue hardship for the business. Title 2, State and Local Government Services. This title prohibits discrimination by public entities, which include state and local governments and their departments, agencies, and other instrumentalities. This applies to all of their programs, services, and activities, such as public education, public housing, transportation, and voting. Public entities must ensure their services are accessible to people with disabilities. Title 3, Public Accommodations and Commercial Facilities. This title prohibits discrimination on the basis of disability in places of public accommodation, which are privately owned businesses that are open to the public. Examples include restaurants, hotels, movie theaters, schools, and doctors' offices. It requires these businesses to make reasonable modifications to their policies and practices to serve people with disabilities and to remove architectural barriers in existing buildings where it is readily achievable. It also sets accessibility standards for new construction and alterations. Title IV, Telecommunications. This title requires telephone and internet companies to provide a nationwide system of telecommunications relay services that allows individuals with hearing or speech disabilities to communicate with people who do not use such devices. It also requires closed captioning on federally funded public service announcements. Title V, Miscellaneous Provisions. This title contains various provisions, including those that prohibit retaliation against individuals who assert their rights under the ADA and clarify the ADA's relationship to other federal and state laws. Definition of disability. Under the ADA, a person is considered to have a disability if they meet one of the following criteria. They have a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities, e.g., walking, seeing, hearing, caring for oneself, learning, working. They have a history or record of such an impairment. They are regarded as having such an impairment, even if they do not. The ADA has been a cornerstone of disability rights in the United States, promoting inclusion and equal opportunity for millions of Americans with disabilities.
Now, I got a couple of friends that are interested in doing this video with me, so I'm not doing this alone. Now, I will go ahead and tell you guys, most people like to judge blind and visually impaired people, as in blind and visually impaired creators, and, that's why I'm making this message right now. Beforehand, I will go ahead and say, first and foremost, please do not go around. She at work. Please do not judge other blind and visually impaired folks that they can't have social media. It's too much, bro. Y'all people out in the outside community shouldn't be seeing that. Bless you. We got other people that got blind and visually impaired we got other people that are blind and visually impaired that have Instagram, that have Facebook, and whatever. And don't get me wrong, they can look at comments too. They can look at comments too, and if they're bad, just like other creators, there's a way that they can report these comments. And look, just don't say that having all social media platforms is too much for the people that are blind and visually impaired. I can handle Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, which I don't post on Twitter that often. And on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, aka X. Now, I even have TikTok, Red Note, and the Flip app. Most of these YouTubers have a ton of other social media platforms. Why can't the blind and visually impaired community? It's just crazy. People are like, I don't want to say irritating, but I'm gonna have to. People are like crazy these days. And then, not only that, us blind and visually impaired people cannot drive. No, they cannot drive. Alright? There's different transportation. There's different transportation accommodations that you can get. There's Uber, there's Lyft. In Nashville, actually it's called WeGo. It used to be formerly known as Access Ride, but I don't live in Nashville. But you get the gist. We have access to different transportation accommodations. Now, I think I know there's one thing I really hate. I know there's one thing that people are gonna really hate. Well, this is actually to blind, visually impaired people, and you hear a lot of people say that, and that is they're going to live with their parents for the rest of their life. That also included with that statement is your own family members saying the exact same thing. I hate saying this, but treat it as your haters. Let them haters hate. Prove them haters wrong. If you can be independent, we sure can. If you're a blind and visually impaired person and you can be independent, that's great. Now, if you heard about the ADA at the beginning of this video, then you should probably know by now that they must follow those laws and provide accommodations for the blind and visually impaired community. So I'm gonna just say for instance, before I promoted Princess Leah's YouTube channel, she had a series called Blind People Running Around. And I think she said that YouTube has targeted the blind and visually impaired community. I don't know how they are now about that. But with Princess Leah's series that she had before her old channel had to get taken down due to me promoting it, she had a lot of videos up there. And I even promoted, like I said, her blind people running around series at the other location. That I believe got that I believe had a lot of attention, but just recently, before her channel got taken down, like as I mentioning her old channel because this was back in 2022, 2023. Just last year, 2023, after we graduated, before we graduated, her one of her blind people running around episodes got taken down by YouTube. So that's one of those things that people need to get into their right mind. If you see anybody that is blind and visually impaired, then you probably want to consider asking them if they need any help getting around as well. I mean, I know sometimes you need some help getting around. I mean, obviously we got Google Maps, but you know, help out people that are blind and visually impaired. Matter of fact, if you see them with a white cane, if you see them with a white cane, go ahead and give them the help. Cause I mean, it's really nice to give them the help that they need. But anyway, I'm gonna end out my portion. But this video ain't over after my friend Z finish. All right, so stay tuned. I just wanted to explain a few things in here before I let my friends take over the video. All right, and actually one of them actually sent me an audio message that I'm about to screen record right now. Let's go. Yeah.
I do agree that people should not judge blind people. They are basically still regular human beings. Yes, they can't do everything that fully sighted people can do, but other than that, they are regular human beings. They are not robots, they are not machines, they are not enemies.
Everyone, please excuse the messages, by the way. And I'm not talking about the audios. I am really talking about the messages that you do physically see in the group. Don't pay attention to those. This is not, well, I think some of them might have something to do with this video, but still, just pay attention to anybody that's making a video. I thought I'd bring that up. Let's go.
Considering I cannot send a video, I will just do a short one in audio. I do agree that people should not judge blind people. They are basically still regular human beings. Yes, they can't do everything that fully sighted people can do, but other than that, they are regular human beings. They are not robots, they are not machines, they are not enemies.
Alright, gang, so I'm gonna follow up on the message that I spread it earlier while I'm waiting on other people to send me their video clips and other different things. I want to go ahead and kind of follow up on the message that I spread it just a minute ago about how other people's parents sometimes say that they are not going to be able to move out and saying that they're going to be living with them for the rest of their life, aka from now to the day you die. Look, and that part right there kind of irritates me because not only did they say that. Well, actually, I haven't heard them say that. No, I haven't heard them say that. Now, my sister Rosie has said that. Obviously, that still puts the irritation on other people because if you are one of the OGs that been watching my channel since 2021, no, excuse me, since 2022, 2023, the school year before I graduated, we did a whole lot. Look, we did a whole lot in the apartment area. I mean, I would suggest y'all go back and watch my channel, you see the hard work that I put on to drop to drop this type of content on YouTube for about three or for about a year, almost a year and a half before I graduated. All that work. They don't watch my I mean, I'll tell you right now, my parents don't watch my content. I can tell you that because I don't ever see them go past my YouTube channel and watch the accomplishments, the accomplishments that I've done through the past year. And I am talking about like, brother. Yep. I am talking about the accomplishments that I have worked on for years. And I'll tell you one thing. We're gonna prove them wrong. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. We is gonna change up the content a little bit. We stay in an apartment. Both people are back working, and we're gonna get our content right. All right. So guys, y'all better stay tuned because we're gonna put more cleaning content back in the business. All right. Now my sister Rosie is in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm clearly by myself, so there's not much to do when she's not here. So unless I have my mom guide me on different things, but other than that, there's really not much content to make as far as cleaning goes when she's not here. I think what I am going to do though, you guys, because she does come back Thursday, I will, get in touch and start doing more cleaning content. Also, just real quick, because this video will be posted today. Tonight is the night we'll be doing our full body workout, and that's clearly right before I go to sleep. But we got a major problem. I cannot sleep on the bed anymore. So that clip you just saw is the last time of me making up the bed at the beginning. So I don't know. Enforcement is enforcement, and I can't fight that back. And I gotta do what I gotta do. All right, and I'm gonna tell you later. But anywho, that's all I wanted to say. And I'm gonna holler back at y'all in just a minute once these people send in their videos.
One thing that I got to say is that normal people like to treat blind and visually impaired people like trash and like their furniture just because they're not like them exactly entirely. And they are not a disturbance or an obstacle in their way, and they aren't retarded or stupid. They're just other people like anybody else in this world that lives. And also, blind people are adorable and lovely as they are. And the whole entire university of the universe.
Now y'all also have to think too that other blind and visually impaired folks, of course they got cell phones, so you got accessibility you got accessibility features on their phones that people that are very excited don't even know exactly what they're used for. Now, I'm gonna say this. My aunt, when we lived, this was like, no, actually, this was when I started my old YouTube channel. My aunt stayed with us, and I think she was going through her iPhone accidentally. I don't know if y'all have had anybody run into this, but they would go and they would go through their settings. They would go to their settings, do whatever. I don't even know what they're doing. It's their phones. I don't want to ask them what the heck they're doing. But I guess one day she was browsing through her phone, and I think one day I hear one day I hear Siri going, voiceover on, or the default voiceover is normally Samantha. So I hear Siri go, voiceover on, and then tries to figure out what the heck is going on. And I like ask her like, yo, do you have or need any help trying to turn voiceover off? And then I think when they double tapped and whatever, it turned off. So that's what people gotta think. What the people in the visually impaired community know, because they have different accessibility features on their phones. Android's tap back, and then on iPhone it's Siri and voiceover. But that's what I wanted to bring up. Give me one hot second. Guys, I also mentioned to the groups that are gonna be featured in this video. If I don't get everybody tonight, I'm letting you guys also know too. If I don't get everybody in this video, we're gonna do a part 2 of this exact same topic, because I think this is really serious and what needs to be said. Because yeah, there are a lot of people out there that likes to judge blind visually impaired people, and no, for real, and especially on social media, and I don't know. So with that being said, I think this is a real serious topic that needs to go on. So with that, we're gonna stop it here, and we're gonna play a couple games on this vlog before we end it, because I don't want to just be talking about this. Alright, but yeah. Anyway, let's get it. Okay, so really quickly, guys, I want to go ahead and make this one little announcement. We got one more person that really, we got one more person that has their opinion on why people shouldn't be judging people. And I said that, like, I didn't get, like, if I don't get a chance, I'm gonna do a part 2. But I got some news to tell you guys. Your boy A-Dub has now gotten a job at Zach's Base Boy. Man, this video ain't sponsored, so don't even dare to. Yeah, I don't have that many subscribers yet. But anyway, with that being said, gang, I think a little later on, I'm gonna run through a little bit of a day in my life. Obviously, I can't record at the freaking job, which is crazy. But anyway, on with the topic. Let's get on with the rest of the topic.
Stop button. I do not think that it is a good idea for other people to be judging judging blind slash visually impaired people because it's never a good idea to judge anybody, especially if they are blind or visually impaired or both. So
Closing item chooser.
that's karma right there.
All right, so just to go off what she said, this message is for really everybody. Just to kind of sum it up to end up this video game, you should never ever in your life judge other blind and visually impaired people. Now, I've heard of some instances where blind people actually judges other blind people, but you know, it is what it is. So this message is really for anybody out there. Please do not judge blind and visually impaired people. They're human beings just like us, and you shouldn't be targeted. You shouldn't be targeted. Take the time to help out other people that you see with a white cane. I mean, some people who are blind and visually, some people who are legally blind that can only see a little bit. Sometimes they don't have a white cane, but I'd still ask them if they need help. But don't, I don't know the approaches. I mean, they'll probably tell her that you're blind and visually impaired. But also, if you see them with a white cane and they need help, please give them the courage and help them out as much as they need to. Do not treat them as old men, because don't treat them as old people, because don't get me wrong, elder people do use canes, but for a different reason than blind and visually impaired folks. So don't mistake them as that. And then remember the ADA law that I played through Gemini earlier on in the video. So stay tuned, you guys. That's it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell on so you don't miss any content at all. This your boy AW Official. We are out. Shout out to all my friends who was in this video. I'm going to do a part 2 on this exact topic. I feel like everybody needs to know that, because blind and visually impaired people are probably getting, yeah. I don't know much about guide dogs, so I'm gonna try to see if somebody can kind of help me out explaining the guide dog situation, because some people still don't follow ADA when it comes to guide dogs. So yeah, but anyway, it's your boy A-Dub. We out. Peace. Yeah.